might have it already. I'm going to check it. Alright, no, I don't. Just like fade it in as it I'm connected on everything over here. Yep, go for that. Okay, it says connected on my end. Check, check, check. Okay, do I have, yep, I got headset 4.
Hey everybody, Rob from QCA Wrestle here with Bryce from Provision Media. We're about to get started here pretty soon. We'll kick off JV matches first, and we're gonna show you both screens, or both mats. I'm sorry, on one screen there. So they're not going to be real big, but you'll be able to see the action on both JV mats. And then PV will do their senior night, and they'll change the gym around a little bit just to go to one mat for the varsity action later on. So thanks for joining. Share this stream with your friends and family. Let's get some people on here and watch some local wrestling. Thanks for joining. We'll be back. We'll talk more here in a little bit. Thanks.
Well, you pissed it away. Well, here's the deal. Of course you're freaking gas. Stop doing it. Yeah. It's a JV.
Wrestling matchup between the Bulldogs from Bettendorf and your Pleasant Valley Spartans. Before we get this match underway, we have a few reminders to share. Please follow
tough ride. Short time, tough ride. Good. At the elbow, Lexi. Tight waist, run that forward. Drive, legs. Keep wrestling there, Brady. Hey, look half right now. Look half, 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 half. Hey, he's reaching up, half. There.
I know we just started.
Hey, we got, hey, there's the half. Half right there.
This is a 2-man. Even if I'm watching on my phone.
Yeah, short time, man. Get one.
This angle, this one.
Hey, need the hole. This side.
Alright, both computers are plugged in charging, yours is plugged in charging. I already EQ'd all of them now. They sound definitely right. So, your voice, I just listen to it. I'm gonna rewind it and play it for you, having put these on, just so you can hear how it comes through.
Get low. Hey, break. Step back, step back, step back. Gotta fight the hands there. Hey, when he reaches back, you can have. Look half now. Hey, now, butcher, yep. Keep it tight. Get him to that shoulder. Get him back down to that shoulder. Hey, jump in all the way. Good. Jump in. Pressure. Hey, keep wrestling, Brady. Do not give that up. Short time. Hey, stay tight. Stay tight. Both hands to it. Hey. Let's go. One, not two. Go.
It's just nice. That's my biggest tip. That is missing the top skill.
Constant movement. Chain wrestling.
It's probably just fell off in the back.
With an 8-2 decision, congratulations to Ashton Muszewski from Pleasant Valley. 132, please report.
Hey, tight hands. Tight those hands. Break those hands. Break those hands with your hands. Your hands, tight those hands. Say, good. Get your line. Get your line.
All right, everybody, we've got probably about, I haven't been counting, but we've got 16 total JV matches. I'm going to guess we have somewhere around 11 or 12 left, so quite a few. But you can see both mats here in this view. We'll go to one view once the varsity action starts. Well, really, once they're going to do senior night for PB tonight as well, so we'll broadcast that for anybody interested. Recognize these seniors for their hard work over the last 4 years of high school wrestling. Thanks for joining us. We'll I will ask, do us a favor and share this. Make sure people know this is out there. Share this with your friends. Let them know they can tune into some local wrestling. There are going to be some good matches tonight for sure. So, yep, if you don't mind, like and share this for us and get some more people on here. We appreciate it.
On the east mat, from Bettendorf, Nick Arvella, and from Pleasant Valley, Tate Press.
Good stance. Looking for our shot. Hey, under control. Under control. Under control. Look ankle. Hey, under ankle. Nope, other ankle. There. There we go.
It sounds
Behind the arms. Behind the arms. Good mat return. Drop in on the shot if you can't turn. Okay, hey, get a good breakdown.
they're hitting up in this
Okay.
decibel range. And
Hey, sweep that to us if we can. Sweep that to us.
sounds like you're there. That's what we're going for.
Hey, let's get them broke down flat, and then we can go to work on top.
Well, it only lets me.
Hey, look at me. Look at me.
I'm gonna leave it down here just so I
And
don't.
hey, well, and go to the
145, please report. On the west mat, from Bettendorf, Gavin Barta. And from Pleasant Valley, SK Brett.
70% up to like max, so because it is running a lot of stuff, but
hey, under control, good stand. Hey, we need a takedown. We're tied up, 2-2.
obviously there's 13, and this is yeah.
Shots are there, Arguello. Get out this side and run it. Run your feet. Run your feet. Run your feet.
Something like this well, and then I also do video
Hey,
so you could
that's
get
exactly what we have to do.
that would be somewhere like this. So you don't need to max out like these things.
Hey,
Some expects you want to be higher than
your time. Take what you want. Take what you want. Good stance, Arguello. Good stance. Easy down. Easy down.
the hard drive. You can actually have a hard drive. Hi, Tate.
Hey, we're okay. job.
On the left side, at 160 from Bettendorf, Tristan Eisner. And from Pleasant Valley, Evan Maroka.
Let's go. Back on our offense. On our offense. Good stand. Not reaching.
He needs to coach you.
Pop under. Post hand, pop under. Change up to a single. Hey, 16. Okay.
Top there, you need points. Top. Put your hands on it. Put your hands on it.
Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Don't give anything up. Let him up, let him up. Up it, up it. Good. Hey. Hey. Right away. Okay. Putting a lot of moves together. Can't stop moving. Head up. Can't stop moving. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey. Back up to our base. Back up to our base. Tripod knee slide. Good. Knee slide again. Tripod knee slide again. Pull that arm over top. Now you're good. Good. Hey, Rob. Good work. Hey, good work. That knee slide's there. Bring the knee slide up to a stand up. Moving, nothing else. Good stand up.
All right, everybody, it looks like this must be our last JV match here. Alex Peters from PV versus Aiden Lee of Bettendorf. But we'll go big on that mat, and then they're going to break down the gym a little bit and change the configuration to be ready for varsity. And in the meantime, we'll have the PV senior night festivities as well. So thanks for tuning in. Share the stream with your friends, please, and we'll be back with you shortly. Thanks.
Take the other one out.
All right, everybody, thanks for joining. Rob with QCA Wrestle here, Bryce from Provision Media with me, and Joey Trezino with me as well. We've got Jamie Fa from PV is going to join us pretty soon here, but he was coaching the JV matches, so he hasn't joined us yet. But exciting meet to come here, Bettendorf versus Pleasant Valley. Joey, what are a couple weights you're looking forward to?
I think one that sticks out on paper, maybe not in the rankings necessarily, but just from past history is 138, which is weight we're starting at. Hunter Meyer and Josh Pelzer. Hunter Meyer, I think, pinned him in the duel last year, and then Pelzer in the semis at districts, I think, pinned him too. So I think it's pin and pin.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I know those two go back to Little Kids Wrestling as teammates, and so that's one to watch. I think there's a few other ones. Rob, you were talking about one earlier.
Yeah, so 170 is a big one, I feel like. So Ryan Kammerer for PV is having an outstanding season. He's I should have looked at the number of losses he's got, but it's few. It's one or two maybe, and he's gutted out a ton of really close matches and come out on top almost every time. Austin Barta from Bettendorf has started out the season at 182. Undersized 182, worked his way down to 170, and actually gave Tim Nimley, who's in our area rankings, he's the top 170 pounder. A pretty good. I mean, it was a 5-1 win for Nimley. Barta wrestled pretty tough, so I think Kammerer and Barta is going to be a really good match. And then actually, what's fun about this is in a couple days we've got the MAC tournament as well, so we'll probably have a lot of rematches just in a couple days too.
Yeah, I think one thing too to add is these matches are important for seeding and not just the MAC, but also districts, because districts is basically just the MAC minus Central DeWitt and Assumption. So these, I mean, they always say every match count, but these ones count maybe just a little bit more for seeding at districts. So
let's we've got the national anthem. All right, folks, we'll be right back with you. All right, guys, we're about to do our pre-meet handshakes. This pre-meet handshake is sponsored by the Tangled Wood. So the Tangled Wood, Bettendorf, Iowa Gastropub, just down the street from where we're at right now at PV High School. Big supporter of local sports, PV, Bettendorf, and great food, great drinks, great atmosphere. Make sure you check them out. I'm going to see if I can talk my wife into going out tonight. It's not looking good. It's a work night, but I'm going to give it a shot. So. Check them out. Tangled Wood, thank you for your support of QCA area wrestling. All right, as they do the coin toss, I want to introduce the third member of our broadcast team tonight. Jamie Fa has joined us. So, Jamie, thanks for jumping in with us.
No problem. No problem. Happy to be here.
We really appreciate it. So, Joey and I were talking earlier. We're going to start at 138, and 138 is maybe the match of the night, at least one of the more anticipated ones. Hunter Meyer, Josh Pelzer.
Yeah.
A little history between them.
Yeah, it'll be that they've. We got a lot of kids that you're going to see are PV or Bettendorf kids that have wrestled together for years, right? So
Yep.
either they were doing club stuff, off-season wrestling together. Probably some of these kids have wrestled each other since they were PV wrestlers. You know? So this is one of those matches where you're going to see two kids who've wrestled a lot, probably over 10 times they've wrestled each other easily.
Oh, and then probably thousands of times in the practice room
Oh,
as
yeah.
kids. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
And I think last year at the duel, Hunter pinned Josh, and then districts Josh pinned. So who knows what's going to happen tonight?
Yeah. So the action's about to get started. One thing, so we put out our area rankings, and we put these guys and actually two others at honorable mention at their weights.
Yep.
They're well into they deserve to be ranked. The problem is that all these 138-pounders have beaten each other.
They've all win one, lose one, win one,
Yep,
lose one.
yep.
It's a tough weight. It's always been right in the middle there in the high 30s, low 40s is a tough weight. You got strong kids who are generally really good wrestlers.
Yep, absolutely. So this will be a fun one, and then we mentioned too the MAC tournament Saturday. We're going to probably get a lot of rematches, so that'll be another fun one.
This would be this could make a decision too on some seeding stuff for Saturday too. Whether you win here, and then some of these kids again right at the district. So
yep, absolutely.
every one of these matches can mean something.
And not to count anybody out, we wrestle a match to see who wins. That's why we wrestle. But for especially districts, I think there might be a clear number one with Josh Connor from North Scott. But then number two, I mean, the second spot, you got these two guys, and then Crabtree from Muscatine. So I mean, those are three guys that probably any other districts make it to Des Moines and wrestle. So
yeah, that's always frustrating. You got kids who fall right into that, not first, but could be second. But it just depends on the day, and could do better than many other kids that make it to Des Moines. From other districts. It's when you got three kids at the same weight, it's hard.
Yeah. Well, then just being from the area, watching Hunter wrestle throughout his career, and a really good wrestler just to finish third place 3 years in a row now. It's tough to see it, but I mean, especially for how much time he puts in, how much effort, and the love he has for the sport. At least it seems he has that passion and love. So
yeah, this is his year. He's got to make it work.
A lot of feeling each other out so far this period. We're getting 10 seconds left now.
Yeah, that was 2 minutes of hand fighting.
yeah, it was a fast 2 minutes. I think both these guys want their chance on top, but I wouldn't be surprised if both of them took top.
So we got choice. You got to go down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a unique change. I coached wrestling for years back in the late '90s, early 2000s when some of you, Rob, were wrestling, and it was always you want to defer, and then the overtime rules changed to if you got 0-0 going into the second period, you want the choice, and you want to get in that position to score, so that you can have that advantage come the end of the match in a match like this where it's going to be tight.
Yeah, first point is so important.
Scoring that first point's a big deal. Looks like Hunter's going to come up and he's going to get that point. Pelzer just kind of gave it to him there.
Yeah.
Once they got to their feet, he didn't want to fight him anymore.
I mean, again, wrestling, number of times, Hunter knows what Josh does on top. He blocked off from the legs. He kept his wrists out free.
So real quick, I want to jump in and say to anyone watching, and to you guys, you can see it on the screen here, Bryce, we're working with Bryce from Provision Media. He developed a scoreboard. I've played with the scoreboard before, and he's got one working.
Oh, that's deep. He's in there deep.
Yeah,
Hunter's going to block the knees there, and get the stalemate.
Good initial shot, but Hunter's stuff, used his hips, did a good job getting his legs back. You see a lot of guys now try to reach over, roll.
Yep.
That was basic, good defense.
Yeah, didn't panic. right back to where we were in the first period. Lots of hand fighting and trying to get that position. Nobody wants to make that big mistake either.
I think I've said it a couple meets when we've done this with Rob, but it's going to be a one to 2 point match. So I mean, yeah, like you said, one bad shot, one misstep is probably. I mean, the way it's going, probably cost you the match. Oh, stall call on Pelzer.
Yeah,
that'll be big.
That could be big.
That could play in big here. 18 seconds left in the second period. That's a good get for Meyer on the call there.
Well, he's kind of controlling the ties, it seems like.
He's making the movements. Yeah.
Pelzer, wasn't it 1-0? Pelzer beat Crabtree last week. So Pelzer's used to a low scoring match. Obviously, this one can't be 1-0 if Pelzer's going to win, but he'll go down, I'm guessing, and Hunter's going to look to put a ride on.
Yeah, 2 minutes. We'll see what we get.
Hopefully they loosen up a little bit and let it fly a little. I mean, from a spectator, that's what we want to see, but these guys want to win the match, so Russell a little bit smarter than I'm talking.
Well, not much of a move on either of their parts. I coach my kids, I say brace for impact isn't a move. But I think we both did brace for impact.
I think it worked out a little bit better for Hunter right here.
Yeah, for sure.
The near wrist.
Yeah, that is frustrating when you tell your kids, hey, first move off the bottom, first move off top.
We want to see
and
something.
they just extend their arms a little bit.
Yep.
Well, you move, but that's not the move we're talking about.
Now we got a stalemate. Looks like the refs want to keep this one moving. See the action going.
Hunter Meyer recently got his 100th career win, so that's exciting. Congrats to Hunter.
Yeah, like you said, 100 wins. He's in his senior year. Never made a trip to state. So you have to bring him back to the mat here. There he goes, return to the mat. That could be huge.
Yeah, I mean, Josh did a good job getting to his feet. Hunter did a good job returning him. What happened here now is Josh kind of put his head down, went to his hip instead of bouncing back off the mat.
Keeping that chain wrestling going, moving.
They always say land like a cat. He kind of landed like a
sack of potatoes.
Yep. There's 1 minute left.
Yeah, 1 minute here. Now we're back to our feet. Hunter's going to bring him back down to the mat.
Oh, he lost his
cut
grip.
him. There we go. Now this is where that stalling call can come in big right here. Could come in big. 45 seconds left. Pelzer's going to have to make some action. Otherwise, Meyer could force the stall.
I think if I'm Hunter Meyer, I'm not necessarily taking any unnecessary risks, but I'm faking, I'm moving, and he's taking ground the whole time, but
slapping his knee and snapping the head, making it look like I'm really into this.
Another decent shot, but Hunter's got them hips.
That hip in.
Oh, he's in a good position here.
This is good for Meyer for sure. He's got to dig that head out. But
he's looking at the clock. He's got to work.
Pelzer looks like he's just going to hang on, try to get that overtime.
Ooh, stalemate.
Oh, stalemate with 7 seconds left. This is where you're coaching. As a coach, you're worried. Now we're going to see that last second dive at an ankle and get that takedown.
Someone's maybe a little tired.
Looks like they're looking to go to the overtime.
Longest match they've wrestled in high school.
Yeah. So now we go back to what we were saying earlier. That first point, right? This will be sudden death or sudden victory, I guess they call it, right? Yeah. He's in deep. He's got that. Meyer's got the whizzer.
He's got
a whizzer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hip over.
Wow, good wrestling.
Oh, man.
Good wrestling, both guys.
Nice front quarter.
Gosh, that's that 5 second little 5 second little spurt. It's the most wrestling we've got. That was good.
That was really good. I'm sure that the people at home listening to this got nothing but static in their ears because there was a lot of excitement there.
Yeah, yep.
That was good defense, good offense, all of it.
Yeah. $30 seconds.
Yep. Just like you said, Meyer got work inside. Oh man.
Oh,
no.
Nothing yet. Oh, Hunter's going to come out.
Oh, no. He's got to get that head out. So he gets his head out of there, and it's 2.
Nothing yet. 26
seconds.
I think Hunter's going to pop his head out.
Pop his head out. 2. That's it. That's a good win.
Yeah.
It's a really good win. Well wrestled by both guys.
Good match. Good.
Good.
I'll tell you what, that
wrestling,
1 minute
And
over.
you see these guys hug because they've wrestled each other so
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah.
The
Good.
respect
That's gone.
they have.
That's gone both directions. And today just happened to be Hunter's
Yep.
Day senior night. Maybe a little bit extra there for him today.
Yep. Want to real quick while we wait for this next match, quick call out to Premier Metal Art out of Eldridge. Thanks for your sponsorship. Check them out on Facebook. They make some awesome stuff. I'm waiting. They're going to work on a QCA Wrestle logo, big art piece for me, so I'm super excited about that. So anyway, thank you to Premier Metal Art. Check them out. So now we've got Frank Whipple for Bettendorf and Ike Swanson for PV. Ike is in our most recent rankings in the area. We had Ike at number 5. He's had a pretty good year. He's had a lot of tough opponents. So pretty tough schedule he's had so far. But
Well, again, these middleweights, this 145. It's a tough weight. You get lots of just strong horse kids.
yeah, absolutely.
Ike's a little more technical than he is strong, I think.
Yeah. So Frank Whipple for Bettendorf is one of those kids. He's moved around a little bit. Joey has mentioned it in the previous streams. He's started at 138, went up to 52.
That was deep.
Yeah.
And then he went to. You see, he switched from the one leg to
Yeah,
the
that was
other.
a good job.
Coming around the outside.
He's got long arms.
Yeah, just dug him
Wow.
out. Oh, and good defense by Whipple. Good defense. Getting his hips bound, kind of like Meyer was.
Yeah.
Dropping that hip and really getting long. Sorry, Rob.
No, you're good.
The
You're good.
wrestlers don't like your commentary.
No, sometimes the wrestling interferes with me blabbering.
Oh, that's not any good. He's got that cradle locked up.
I was just about to say Whipple's trying to circle, but he's got his far arm too deep. But
Yep.
oh,
Swanson's still fending him off. Knight wants the takedown.
I don't.
Oh, but I don't think it's there yet.
When do you consider that takedown? When he gets his hip
Well,
down?
yeah, I
If he
think
hipped him in?
if he gets behind that arm,
Okay.
or he turns him.
Okay. Yeah.
It's one of those things that refs call it so differently.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah. See, now he's locked at the knee, so he's.
no,
I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. It's just at Urbandale this weekend. I heard refs coaches asking questions, and the explanation they said once the wrestler's on their even
On
if you
their
have
hip,
a cradle,
on their
once
hip,
they hit the hip.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think there, like you said, his arm was out blocking.
Yeah.
So that's-
Knight's going to want to talk about it. And ultimately, you watch the end of the period. At the end of the period, there was no control at the end of it, right? So then you got to say, either he gave him takedown too early, and then is there an escape?
Yeah.
And I think to not award the points and let it play itself out is the better option.
Yeah.
Regardless, obviously, it was in the favor of the opposing body wrestler here.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think in general, I want the officials to let it all play itself out, and then settle on, okay, this is control,
Yeah.
this is not control. But you're right, they all call it different.
Yep.
And I coach JV match, so sometimes you see some.
I coach the kids club. That's
Yeah,
I mean, I would not want to ref little kids wrestling.
No,
that sounds
not
like a
at all,
nightmare.
not at
But
all. So Ike hit a nice little roll there, and then came out for one.
put one or
little shrug and popped out and got the escape.
yeah, put a couple moves together and got away.
Yeah, I can imagine. The guys they're brave souls that will go in and coach and officiate little kids wrestling. There's no doubt about that.
It's entertaining, but gosh, some of the especially the real beginners.
Swanson in again deep. He's
Oh,
gonna
he
dump
got
him
him down
to
to
the
his
hip and
hip.
circle.
Yep.
Now
Good
that's
job,
two.
Ike. Back to what you were saying, Rob, about Whipple, and I think I've said it every meet about multiple kids on both teams. I think he started at 52 this year. He
Yeah,
wrestled off
I
at
think
38.
he wrestled off at 38 at the beginning.
He lost. Well, you know what? The only spot in the lineup was 52.
So we go all the way up to 52.
But, I mean, as a coach, he's a great kid to have because he's willing to sacrifice some size. And, again, you don't know when you're going to get a spot in the lineup. Maybe next year some more kids come. I mean, 8th graders, you got kids grow. So this is his chance, and he's taking,
Find your spot.
yeah.
Boy, Swanson keeps getting in there deep on that leg.
He's got double unders.
Yep.
He wrestles a high pace, and
Yeah, he just lots of motion on the legs, lots of keeping him moving.
20 seconds left here in this period.
This is the part where I want to start yelling short time. get everybody moving.
Oh, good job,
Oh,
Mike
and he got in on
Swanson.
the leg,
Circling.
switched
Oh, he's
off,
going
and
to
he's
get.
gonna
He
back
might get the
points, too.
fall.
He could get the fall here. Boy, that's tight. Bottom leg cradle.
Oh, his right shoulder looks a
Yeah,
little up, but
looks like he's-
3, 2.
Looks like he's going to get the 3.
That's
Boy,
big, though.
That is really big. Yeah.
It was a two-point match going into the third, and it was Whipple's choice. So
yeah, now he's got 8
assuming
to 1.
he gets away, it's
Now-
3-2. Now it's 8-1. Now he's working major.
Now I was going to say, now we're looking at the risk of a major.
I'll tell you what. I mean, Ike Swanson got it in the front head, and then the one thing you saw Whipple do, he put both hands on the mat.
Yep.
No elbow control. No, I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't really move to his hips, and Ike Swanson took full advantage of it and went far leg. Was really nice.
That was a nice move.
I think Whipple, we just see a little inexperience still.
Yeah. Swanson's been wrestling a long time, too.
I remember watching. I mean, he's got brothers, too, doesn't he?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh,
little whip,
man, that is a nice bar.
And he's got lots of time to work.
He was cranking that. Now that's, you coach, you tell kids, crank that bar, just drive it, and then they always give up right before the guy tips, and there he just stayed with it. This is gonna be a long 2 minutes if you got to stay on your back like that.
So if he sits through, I always see.
There it is the fall. Yeah, it's sit through and then arch your back up. That can get it. You're gonna want to start with the arch your back up and tell the guys look at the ceiling.
So there's our first fall of the night. That's our first nomination for the GT Sports Pin of the Night. So GT Sports, check them out. Awesome embroidery, all kinds of products, but embroidery. They did the embroidery on our shirts and screen printing. Check them out, GT Sports. But Ike Swanson got the first pin of the night, first nomination for the GT Sports Pin of the Night. So what do we got here? Nick Mathis for Bettendorf, and is it Connor Miller out there?
This is McDermott.
McDermott. Okay. He dropped to 52, huh? Okay.
Yeah, McDermott's a sophomore. He's a good athlete, though. Just an all-around good athlete. This is going to be.
I think he wrestled. What weight did he wrestle last year? That's a good takedown, Nick Mathis. Somebody's got some blood.
I think 40. Yeah, I think
he
45.
wrestled Logan Adamson last year.
Oh,
yeah, 45.
You know what? I didn't recognize his name last year, but I remember watching him wrestle Logan. I'm like, holy cow! And then to see he's a freshman, he's got a bright future in this sport. Hopefully.
Yeah, Caden's a good football player too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, he definitely is. Really, really good athlete.
Yeah, and good kid too.
So there's actually, I guess on that topic, PV's got several wrestlers who are solid football players. They were the state semifinalists this year.
Yep,
the team
yep,
was
yep.
pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, and then saw some really strong football teams in the
Yeah,
semifinals. And I mean, I think that where they ended up, they played really, really well football-wise. But there was some really tough competition.
Yeah, no question. At that level, I think they ran into Southeast Polk, and they were very good.
They got a few D1.
I think the term buzzsaw would be appropriate. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So Mathis gave him the started neutral, so 2-1.
Yeah, I don't know who was bleeding there. I think it was Mathis.
Yeah,
bleeding, wasn't
yeah. I mean, I like guys wanting to wrestle offensively on their feet, and Mathis, a lot of his matches, it's high pace, a lot of not always the best shots.
Sometimes you can make up that with intensity, though.
Oh, I think.
Oh boy,
that
was a good job. Oh, there it is.
Okay, there. I thought it might have been two before. He had both ankles trapped, but same result.
Yep. But that's good edge of the mat wrestling for both of them.
Yeah.
Looks like he's gonna want to stay up on their feet.
So from a team perspective, you can see it on the bottom of the screen. We've got our team scores. PV's up 9-0 so far with a fall and a decision over in the first two matches. So here at 152, again, Nick Mathis from Bettendorf, Caden McDermott for Pleasant Valley.
Trying to do a little throw by, catch an ankle. And here he comes.
Oh, both guys about went. Yeah. Clash of heads.
Change their minds. So you got 12 seconds left.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to not necessarily. I'm not saying slow him up, like to slow the. Oh, that's a nice shot.
Oh, that was really good. That's what I was talking about in that. That last
But he's got.
Oh, man.
Good job, Caden McDermott.
Oh,
and he's going to score.
He got the 2
at the end. That's big.
Wow. I don't think Mathis knew what happened.
No,
he looked around like, what just happened to me?
I think he was like.
Hey,
Boy,
that was a big time shot, yeah. As we start this period, I just want to throw out there, everyone listening, I want to thank Deanne Kramer, AD at PV, and Coach Jake Larson for having us stream tonight. We like to do these. These are fun. This is like basically my hobby is wrestling, and we like to stream these for free. And anyway, thanks again to Deanne Kramer and Coach Jake Larson for having us here tonight. And I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Thanks also to Jamie and Joey and Bryce from Provision Media as well. So got a good team here tonight.
God, the end of that first period, I mean, Mathis was right there. Had it by 99% done. Well, then roles reversed, and Caden, I mean, perfect reshot, nice timing, right at the end. No time for an escape, which is huge.
Yeah, for sure.
Now he's in the lead.
Yeah, and then he starts it down in the second period and then gets the escape. I think he gave him pretty much. But I think that'll serve, if I'm Mathis, maybe that serves. Maybe I won't be so cavalier about my shots, right?
Yep.
Because
oh, yeah.
McDermott just stayed with it, and all of a sudden came out on top.
I think it was a match at one of the duels last week. This kid, I don't remember who it was, but had to get dead to rights, let go of the leg, and tried to just jump on him. Well, he. That's nice.
Oh, nice ankle pick
good
action.
wrestle.
Oh,
wow.
man.
No.
Now we got an injury. Yeah, he turned him sideways pretty quick with that ankle pick.
Yeah, that was nice.
I mean, it was. Yeah, I don't know if it was the knee or the ankle, but he tapped him and he almost went sideways through the air.
Yeah.
And then recovered well.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with what I'm seeing out of really the action from both kids so far.
Oh yeah, this wasn't talked about for match of the night, but definitely has the potential to be the match of the night. That.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Yeah.
Is this it here in replay, or is this?
Yep, that's it.
Are we on a delay? Yeah, look at that. Turn him side.
That was nice.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, he was parallel to the mat, about a foot and a half off the ground. Because I think when he tapped and simultaneously jumped away, because a good wrestler will react, and then.
I mean, great offense by McDermott, but then pretty good. I would say mat awareness, but I was trying to say air awareness. He's in the air, but did a good job of not landing on that hip instead of landing. Well, maybe that's what hurt his knee, or I don't know. But he looks
like he was rolling his ankle
go.
around a little bit, but I think it looks like he's good now.
I hoop they keep this pace.
Yeah,
this is entertaining.
Good wrestling for sure. We got 30 seconds left here in the second period. It would be choice for Whipple in the third, right?
Yeah, I think Mathis is choice.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mathis. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, shooting back leg.
20 seconds left here in this period.
Yeah, I would say normally you think guys would want to get into the next period, but who knows with these two so far.
Oh, gosh, the way this match, yeah.
The way this match is
they could score 4 more takedowns.
Well, at least.
No,
tried to sweep a little bit. See, being a little more conservative though. Trying to sweep rather than. Oh, well, there's a attempt at a double leg.
But one thing to think about for Mathis is we've seen McDermott's reattacks are high level, so he's got, like you said, pick his shots, be careful where he goes, but he's kind of shooting back leg now, where the first 2 takedowns he had was good setup, pulling the leg to him. That's something he's got to be aware of. But
tried for the switch, and then when he got jammed up, he tried for the shrug, and McDermott's just hanging on. Oh man!
Oh, he pulled him down to his hip. This is high head.
Now we got a hips problem. Yep.
I would. I'm again bad to assume, but I'm gonna assume Matt's is gonna try to ride a little bit longer than he has been.
Well, I'm not sure what McDermott's up to here. I mean, you just look at the two of them, and Mathis has got a clear size advantage, I think. So.
Well, he started up at 70, I believe, and Well, then Rob told me the first duel I did, he played center for Bettendorf this year, so that's.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Ooh.
McDermott's going to want to keep making that action work for him.
Yep.
I don't know for sure, but I think he was around the 190 range during the football season.
During this football season, yeah.
So he's a good size 152 pounder right now. That's for sure.
Let's see who's going to win the whistle.
I mean 152. 152.
He'd be a big 132.
Did I say 132?
You did.
Oh, jeez.
Boy, there was
pretty good job, McDermott putting 2 move, put down twice, got back up, and now it's bottom. I always tell my little kids, bottom. You can know all the technique, but it's an attitude. It's hard. It's effort. It's bottom's hard work, and if you put 4, 5, 6, I mean, just about 10, 30 seconds of constantly moving, top guys, hey, this is hard. I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, I'm tired of hanging on to this. So we got 40 seconds left.
Yeah, 1-point match. McDermott just needs.
Less than 20. Oh, that's a good double.
Ooh. Nice sprawl and a reshot.
I think these guys should just go first to 10 takedowns. I'd watch that.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
No,
McDermott's gonna try to score. No. Now we're going to overtime. Oh man. I think that's a case of McDermott thought we were going to overtime, and I don't think that Matthews wanted to go to overtime. So this is the point, 6-6 in overtime in a match. I tell guys, this is a match that you lost last week. When it comes to conditioning, you can't make that up today. You can't decide today. You can lose this match last week when you didn't run hard enough in practice. You didn't work hard enough when you were doing some live action. Not to say that's always the case.
Yeah.
But if you gas out in the fourth period, you didn't lose that match.
Oh, this is the same position at the end of the first period.
Yep.
Oh, he's gonna go. He might go Gator bacon.
Oh man.
That's a good shot. He's got him dead to rights.
That's 2. That's 2 right there. That's a good takedown.
Yeah.
That's
a good match.
Man, that's deep on that takedown and that lift and return.
Again, that's Mathis, same position, leg up. And then McDermott, I saw him digging that arm. I'm like, he's going to go gator roll.
Yep.
And he tried it, created some space.
You got your 6.5 minutes into the match. There's a little sweat going on there. And that's hard to hang on to, that gator roll.
That's a good match. That was an entertaining match.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we got 2 seniors here. Connor Miller. Luke Adamson. Or Logan Adamson, sorry. Made pretty quick work of that first takedown. And the second one.
Connor's in there hand fighting hard. Now I see Connor and Jack's dad on the bench. Did he move over to PV this year to help coach? I know he was at UT the past couple of years.
Yeah, Matt came over and started coaching with us with the JV kids this year.
Okay.
I think part of it, obviously, get to be at some of our events like this and not have to be doing UT stuff. He's a teacher over there.
Okay.
But
I wonder if UT ends up having. It's looking like wrestling may start in early April or mid-April. Will he be able to coach 2 different seasons this year?
I guess I hadn't even asked him that. I imagine he probably could. I saw just today on the news that they were saying Illinois, some of the Illinois sports, some of the non-contact winter sports are going to start here in the next week.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it was bowling and bowling. I think badminton was one of them. I didn't know
I
they
think
had
so.
badminton.
Yeah.
Wow.
Swimming, I think, is
swimming.
Yeah.
They can sanction badminton, but we can't sanction girls wrestling. I guess I don't know if I should. I might get. Sorry, Rob and QCA Wrestle.
Yeah,
that was Joe.
Our producers are coming for you.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if anybody from the state.
No, we're obviously big supporters of girls wrestling.
Yep.
Hopefully it'll get sanctioned.
That's a tight bar. Yeah, that's unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I think that Iowa's unique. So, and I learned this from Deanne, our
GT Sports Pin of the Night nomination. Sorry, just want to throw that out there real quick.
No, hit your promos.
Logan Adamson, GT Sports Pin of the Night.
So here's Ryan Kammerer and Austin Barta, again 2 seniors.
Yeah, this one here, this to me has a lot of implications for postseason potential too.
Absolutely. Kammerer is a real high energy wrestler. He so I wrestled with Kammerer's dad here at Pleasant Valley back in the 90s.
Okay. Yep.
And so legacy PV kid, and watching him wrestle in a lot of ways is like watching a PV wrestler from the 90s. And I mean, it really is. Like to me, it's a throwback because his dad wrestled the exact same way. Real high energy, lots of action.
Yeah.
Lots of bottom work. But then like some different flair, like this Russian tie here. Russian tie wasn't as big a deal for us back then. It's a wrestling changes just like everything else.
Yep,
but you see him get some mat wrestling, and you'll be watching Corey Kammerer wrestling.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what it'll be.
Ryan's had a great season, man. That's for sure. I told Joey before we started, I don't remember if he's at 1 or 2 losses. Like, he has very few losses, I know.
Yeah.
And he's gutted out a whole bunch of, like, against some good kids, real close victory. I mean, he's a winner right now, that's for sure.
Nice little shot. He's going to get in and drive.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yep, that's a good takedown.
So Ryan is an intense kid. There's no doubt about that. Real nice kid. He's intense. We have he goes hard, and I think he knows this is his year to go hard because last week we had practice in the evening for the JV kids because the varsity kids came in on our Friday mornings. We do a morning practice.
Sure.
Ryan comes into the locker room and says, "Coach, can I come and practice today?" Yeah, we're having a practice, so
good for him.
And he's not a kid who's sucking weight or anything like that. He just wanted to get in and do some more wrestling, And you gotta respect kids that want to just be up in the room wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he goes, "Coach, I'll lead the warm-ups." Wants to be a leader too, which is awesome. The kids who are freshmen and sophomores see guys like that come into the room and being intense and performing.
Nice.
See, there you go. What I tell you. He went to hit the stand up and
cross
got
arm,
blocked.
went to check.
Yep, got blocked, so went right for the shrug.
Some chain wrestling.
Marta did a good job kind of stuffing that. I mean,
hanging on. Yeah, that won't be the last shrug you see out of Ryan Kammerer today. Yeah. So he's going to hit the roll. Yeah. Just sit out.
Key to that, he kept moving.
Yep.
Kept moving. Barta did a good job stopping a few, but eventually it's going to.
Like you said earlier, he just gave up. That's a nice double leg.
Such a sweet double. 2 of them now. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
gets in deep, keeps driving. Doesn't most guys you see they get that double, they get in that deep, and then they stop. Mm-hmm. And then it's a fight, right? Mm-hmm. And it's that no, you don't stop. You got to change directions, not stop. And that's exactly what he did.
Yep.
Nothing.
Yeah, he's going to get the one. That's the old give him 1, not 2.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Give him 1, not 2.
Nice little double from Barta, but good job.
Defended well.
One difference from the defense between when Ryan shoots and Austin shoots. Ryan shoots and he keeps going, but the defense, Barta keeps hanging his hand over his head. He doesn't.
Yep.
Ryan, you saw that he forearm to the face.
Oh
so
man,
that's
he almost
close.
got 2 there. That was really close.
Sure was.
That looked like wearing a blue jacket. To me, that looked like 2.
I don't think anyone could argue it had he called that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think even Danny Knight would be over there yelling at him.
Yeah. On the 2.
Now there he gets.
See that he did that time. That
his
time
arm wasn't over.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got the hips back and pushed in the front instead of hanging over top. I guess three times was enough.
Yeah, you would hope as a coach.
This is a nice mullet look Barta's got going on. I'm a fan.
Oh,
see, I don't know if Kammerer's running out of gas.
Short time.
Yeah, short time, nothing.
So Barta, I never mentioned this, I don't think, on our broadcast yet, but Barta recently committed to go play football at Wartburg.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So that'll be cool for him to continue his athletic career at the next level.
Up there in the frozen tundra.
Oh. Is Ryan, any clue what Ryan Kammer is doing yet for college?
You know, I don't know. I know that I think that he definitely, wrestling is a thing for him. So I think if he can work that out, I think that's something he's interested in.
That'd be great. I'm hoping. I'd like to. I love seeing kids stay in the sport. So I was gonna say Ryan. To me, I just shared it this morning on Facebook. St. Ambrose, everyone knows now around here, they're starting a program.
Yep.
They're going to be starting these seniors. It's going to be the first team there. So.
Nice little roll.
Barta hit a roll, and Kammer said, "No, I'm done."
We'll do one, not two again. That same situation.
One, not two. Yeah. Man.
He's driving over his.
He's going to give him the two. Yeah, that was two.
I thought he. He almost looked like he was pulling him over his head, and.
We go back earlier to previous match where that wasn't two.
Yeah.
Wait.
But.
Okay, so then you intentional release.
Intentional release, yep. So it's 6-4 now. I'm surprised. Normally, Kammer's, the takedown game is his bag. So now he.
Nice little shot.
See,
his arm was over the back again.
He got deep again. Yeah. Now we got 8-4, and he's got the bar hooked up.
The way this match has been going, you see Barta kind of taking the ground, just doing a lot of pushing, and Kammer doing a good job of using that momentum, just level change, and the momentum maybe is what making that arm go over, but
yeah, it could be he's pushing too much.
But he's doing a good. Kammer's doing a good job of equalizing that push and just level changing.
We got 30 seconds here. And Kammer's just going to ride him, it looks like.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do much right now to end up with the win.
No, I don't. I just not make a very big mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, see, there's that one.
Try a little wing
move.
roll. Try a little wing roll. And see now he's trying to shrug out. Kammer just kind of hanging.
Good
loose.
hard ride off, not parallel, not covering the hips, off to the side, controlling wrist.
Yeah, that's a good match.
Yeah.
Yeah, good match by those guys. There's a really high percentage chance we'll see a replay of this Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Maybe a semifinal type match.
Yep.
And I'm not sure how if Ryan's wrestled that Tim Nimley from Muscatine yet, but he, from what I've seen, just from Nimley's past, he's probably on paper the clear #1 seed. So again, those are going to be the two guys. Then you got to. No, the Petersons are at 82, 95.
Yep.
Those two might be just like 838, battling for that second spot. And not to say they can't beat Nimley. Just
Seth Madden from North Scott's going to be in the mix as well. He's a tough kid, so it'll be like many of the weights at the MAC tournament. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah. So we got Rusty Van Wetsinga, 182 against Damian Peterson.
We talked about the PV football success. Rusty, third team, I believe, all-state linebacker. Heck of a good football player.
Yeah, no, Rusty's big. You should see his brother Joey, who's an 8th grader.
I heard he's huge.
He's a big kid. And he's next year will be a good year for us. We got a lot of good young athletes coming out of the 8th grade class into the high school here.
So does he wrestle Dad in practice?
He and Rusty, little Rusty, have gone rounds a little bit, I think. But Joey's just as good athlete as his brother and his dad was.
A lot of hand fighting.
Yeah, a little bit of swatting going on out there. It's nice to see the officials kind of letting them work it out, though. We got an underhook, and then that's a risky move.
Ooh, man. Out of bounds.
Yep, and so that may be a little bit of an experience thing there. You got a senior, and Damian Peterson kind of knew what to expect, and Rusty's Rusty's intense. There's no doubt about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So and he likes to go hard.
See, cut 2 years ago, or even further back than that, Damian Peterson I've coached through growing up. He was that kid. You know what? I got an over-under.
Yep.
Well, you know what? I'm going to try to throw you, even though I have no
I don't have
momentum
any
coming
pressure.
into
I got
me.
nothing. Yep.
And you know what? It's one of those things. Hey, I like that you try things, but don't do that.
Yeah.
Be a little bit smarter, and he's grown as a wrestler. He doesn't make those mistakes nearly as often as he used to. But I don't think I've seen one this year, but I haven't been around nearly as much.
I think you definitely want more high percentage offensive
yeah.
attacks than lat drops, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I think. Well, and there's just some guys who really, for whatever reason, feel like they got to force that stuff, and it's so much of it is set up and set up and set up. The guys who do it really well looks like they're not doing anything, but they're setting all of it up. They're creating pressure, they're building pressure, they're feinting one way several times to get the pressure they want. That last time, and then obviously
it's hard to throw. I mean, especially big guys like this. First period, you're fresh, they're strong. That's probably not gonna, unless you got a lot of pressure coming into you.
Well, and honestly, you just don't see throwing in high school wrestling like we used to in general.
Yeah.
Part of it's been discouraged in the rules, and probably rightfully so. We don't need to see kids get hurt, but they, there's a lot more.
Ooh, nice shot by Damien on the edge there. So in our newest set of rankings, these guys came in at 4 and 5. Rusty at 4 in our area rankings. So both pretty solid competitors here.
Yeah, somebody's going to shoot here. It looks like.
I think Rusty's doing a good job of little motion going forward.
Yeah.
Throw a little level change in there, a little step. Yeah. That's going to get the bite. Little just kind of head bobbing. It's a good step, but level changing, stepping.
Yeah,
there's a shot, but he keeps shooting on the
edge, playing the edge. Yeah, you'll see that with big guys though all the time.
Yep,
it's smart in a way. It's strategic, right? You don't get stall calls that way.
Yeah, you don't get stall calls. If you slip and fall underneath a big guy, you're on the edge. There's less chance you're going to get. I wrestled as a big guy. You wrestled as a big guy. You know what it's like to. I mean, these guys aren't quite heavyweights, but playing the edge is almost an art form for big guys.
Sure. Yeah. As they came this way, I think Bryce got a little nervous. They got close to our. we're set up pretty close to the mat here tonight.
They stepped on both my bags, the empty bags.
I'm glad they're empty.
Oh, nice little slide by attempt here. Same position we were in the first period.
It's over under.
Rusty's doing a good job blocking off that thigh.
Blocking that thigh, trying to make sure there's not that pressure there.
7 seconds.
Yeah, this is a short amount of time. This is where you see a guy try to make a toss real quick sometimes. Looks like we're going in the third period, though, 1-0.
Yep. This is, I guess pretty close. I didn't know it'd be this low scoring, but I expected a close match in this for sure.
So I'm being harassed by my wife right now in text message. She's must be watching at home. She just made fun of something I said. So, well, Kara, I really appreciate the encouragement.
I think you're doing great. So your wife's always going to be your toughest critic. Mine is for me.
Now we got 1-1 here.
In fact, mine is funny. She's probably right up here behind us listening. Yeah, she does that, and then sometimes she'll text me and be like, "That was stupid," yeah, it's all for fun.
But it's like a 10-second delay for her, so it might be something you think you just said.
That you didn't.
But you're like, what did I say 10 seconds ago?
Rusty's trying to get in there, jack him up, try to get that pressure for the bear hug or the lat drop there.
Rusty did a good job on bottom, coming to his feet, get brought back down, moving, and then even it wasn't I don't know if he fully committed, but a half shot, just kind of getting in Damien's head that hey, I'm not going to just go upper body, I can shoot.
So we got 1 minute left, 1-1. This is, you go back to our conversation earlier, Damien scored that first point. So if we end up in overtime, that could be a consideration. Working back inside.
Oh, here we go, that over-under.
Now we're back in.
And, it's not saying these two are in this position, but sometimes end of the match, tight match. One guy's feeling his legs are a little heavy, cement feet. I'm going to try it. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, well, then I'm not going to be tired anymore.
See an attempt maybe right at 20 seconds. Yeah.
Ew, I don't know if I couldn't see, but.
Oh, man. Are we off?
Oh, my.
Oh, man. I can't believe
yikes.
Boy, and we're not off the mat yet.
I can't believe that.
Oh,
There's
that's
two.
Yeah.
That was.
I'm going to say earlier I was talking. I like to let the officials let it work itself out, but I think that was too a lot sooner than he awarded it.
And now I think PV wants to.
We're off the mat.
I think they both have an argument.
We were points of contact.
Yeah.
No points of contact left on the mat a couple of times.
And I don't think either coach will be happy with
see,
the
like
decision.
here, you seen it on the video here. There was a couple times it looks like they were all 4 feet were off the mat.
I think you could have made a call. Made the call. There was a takedown before, but then they didn't call it. And again, just like that cradle takedown, out of bounds is so subjective by the calls, and I'm not in any position to make a judgment on the ref because I'm not reffing. But
anyone in the comments, jump in there. Tell us, was it 2? We'll see what the ref says.
I think they're going to stick to it.
They're going to say it's 2, but I think right there we saw all 4 feet were off the mat. But you still got to wrestle the match. You got 14 seconds left, and let's see what.
Rusty, good job getting to his feet.
Right away on his feet.
One big thing for.
Oh, he got the 1. Now he's going to have to shoot. He's going to have to score with 4 seconds here. Oh man, that's a tough loss. That's a good match right there. Good match.
I think both guys a little bit more offense, getting to setups to shot to the legs. I mean, watching both of them wrestle many times, they both can do it. Just nobody pulled the trigger. They relied a lot of just sat over-unders. And
I think you could wrestle that match 3 more times and see go 50-50 on the night,
I think we could wrestle that match 100 times. You know what? There might be 20 pins for each guy.
Exactly.
There's going to be matches like that. You're going to have a ride out. Yeah,
that's a pretty even match.
You could almost see both guys in those ties, they wanted to do it, but they just didn't.
Yep. Yeah.
And again, we're not the ones wrestling. It doesn't. The loss doesn't count on our record, but put them up in practice room. Let's go watch that.
Yeah, I think you see. I think next year you wrestle that match, and it's not even close. I mean, I think the band's just, as a sophomore, growing and developing still even.
I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a 220-pounder next year.
Oh, yeah.
He could put on some serious size.
Nice
little shot by Forker.
Yep. Forker got in deep there.
So this is the Bettendorf
Logan Paul
debut. Or re-debut. So the Evan Forker wrestling here.
Oh, this is a situation that.
Wow, that's a potentially dangerous there.
So Evan Forker recently was at Assumption.
I was gonna say, I thought he was wearing a different uniform last time I saw him wrestle.
They are now at Bettendorf, and Evan. So my understanding is he wrestled 170, between 170 and 180, I think mostly 182, I suppose, earlier in the year. Well, Bettendorf has an opening at 195, so he's a little undersized, but he's a pretty solid wrestler, so he's going to give it his best.
Yeah, and this is Logan Paul for Pleasant Valley. Logan's, he's been with our program for, he's one of those kids that started wrestling as a freshman.
Oh,
that is a tough spot to be in right there. Yeah, that's.
It's one of those Forker's wrestled since he's probably been walking.
Yeah.
So Evan Forker with the fall. That's going to be another nomination for the GT Sports Pin of the Night. I haven't mentioned it for a while. Thanks again, our big sponsor, Premier Metal Art. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out on Etsy. I promise you, anyone listening to this, if you check out their fire pits in particular, you're going to want one. I've got one. I need to make the delivery still. Somebody won one we were doing a raffle on, but they're very stinking cool.
Bradley Hill and Luke Vonderhaar.
He's a big boy.
Luke is a big guy. Yeah, Luke's got some brothers, and they're all going to be big guys too, I think. And Luke's just a real nice kid wrestler too. He's another kid like Logan Paul who. Football player that came out for wrestling for us.
Perfect. That's what you want in your program.
Absolutely. And he's he's really seen some good success for us here as a junior. Literally, I think might just be his 3rd year wrestling.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And you got Bradley Hill, who made the move up to 220 a couple weeks ago. Had couple weeks at the Bettendorf tournament, beat the #1 ranked kid, and then last week at Urbandale, beat the new #1 ranked kid.
That bar arm is a tough spot to be in. We saw.
Ooh, that's again a newer wrestler versus a seasoned veteran, and it's unfortunate. I mean, in this area, you're going to run into that. We got a good history in this area, so. But hey, I think me and Rob talked about it every single time. It's awesome seeing these programs. You got your stud football players. You get them out to wrestle. You know, he's a junior. His future. I don't know him at all, but probably in football. But you know what? You're still getting them out to wrestle. That's pretty cool, and that's going to help the program in the long run, because you're going to see these young kids. Oh, he's so good on the football field, but he's wrestling too. So
this is AJ Tappa for us, and obviously Griffin Little for Bettendorf. AJ this is his first time making weight, I believe, this year. So AJ was a big football player for us, defensive lineman.
Yeah, stud lineman.
Big, really big part of our football success this year. I coached AJ Tappa in 7th grade football when he was in 7th grade, obviously.
Yeah.
And I remember AJ, all he wanted to do was play defense. He says, "Coach, I play defense. I don't play offense."
Okay.
I said, "Well, you're the biggest kid on the field. You're playing both."
Yeah.
You're playing both. We don't have 4 squads like Bettendorf. You're playing both. And he's
Sure.
like, I play defense. and to his credit, even in 7th grade, he was a pretty good defensive lineman. He's a lot bigger now than he was back then. So there must be a delay. My wife just sent me a text for a match that happened really quickly just a little while ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's a delay. There's a delay, which is
to be expected.
Yeah.
So we got AJ wrestled for all of 9 seconds and started bleeding. And
well, hey, while we take a break, you guys continue. I'm gonna bail out for a second. I'll be back with you.
okay. Well, what do we talk about without you here?
talk about him.
I used to be Rob's boss. Did anybody talk about that?
No.
Yeah. He
Why'd
tell
you
that?
fire him?
I did for a corporation. You can't fire anybody.
Was that at Arconic, Alcoa?
No. When Rob was a young lad, he worked for me at Best Buy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Way back when, I spent some time as a manager for Best Buy, and Rob worked for me. He was in the at that time we called digital imaging department. So he sold cameras and camcorders.
So he should know something about
You would
this.
think he'd know all about this stuff.
Yeah.
But let's just say that back then, all of the cameras had what they call tapes that you would put in them.
Where when you watch it back, you get the.
Yeah.
I know
Or if you
about
watch
those.
it,
Yeah.
you watch it too many times, it didn't stop working.
Yeah. You're going to demagnetize it. You can't watch that. You can't remember that memory too many times. You'll lose
No.
it.
Oh, I think Rob's got a
Yeah.
special guest coming over.
Yeah.
Actually, part of what we do at Provision is we digitize
Digitize
old stuff.
old stuff?
Yep. So if you're
Are we going
watching,
to plug
you
this
got-
right now?
I guess.
Free plug.
I mean, I'm allowed to. Yeah, we got a guest here. I can hand. You want me to hand my headset off? Get all 4 of you in there. It's up to you. Yeah. Why don't you take mine? You guys can all be part of it. Squeeze these chairs in a little bit. Go ahead and keep it. It's muted right now for just a sec. So get in so that you can see all 4 of you in this little spot. I'm okay with that. You guys will all be able to.
All right, we're back real quick. So while we waited for some blood time, I wanted to invite a new guest in here with us, Anya Moffitt from Pleasant Valley. Anya got 4th place in the IWCOA Girls State Tournament this past weekend. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
How did the tournament go for you? I mean, obviously, I just said you got 4th, but like, how did it go for you? Was it your first time at that state tournament?
It was my first time. It was honestly a really good environment, and it was amazing to see a bunch of girls being wrestlers instead of it being predominantly guys.
Sure. I was super impressed. It was the first time I had made it there, and it's absolutely on my list of like every year I'm going. It was so fun. What I think I told Joey this before, but there was really, really good wrestling. And then it was really interesting to me to see the girls who warriors just battling. But then once the match was over, there were a lot of hugs. There was like the sportsmanship was like out of this world good, I thought.
Oh no, it's definitely a lot different than seeing like some of the guys like walk off the mats. I mean, I've seen some guys like slam their headgear down, and like there was like almost none of that during the girls' competitions. Instead, it was more so hugs, and definitely a lot of kindness afterwards.
Yeah, I totally thought so. It was pretty awesome to see. How long have you been wrestling?
2 years now.
Okay, wow. That's impressive. That's really awesome.
No, we're back to wrestling here. Looks like right on the whistle, Griffin comes in with a single leg, double leg kind of thing.
Little snatch.
Kind of just knocked him over.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So Anya, question for you, just in case there might be some young girl wrestlers out there listening. Like before your matches this past weekend, what were you thinking? What was your routine? I mean, and then even after the match, like, did you go just cool down, or did you think about the match right away, or did you go watch your next opponent?
Well, obviously, a lot of nerves were involved in this tournament. I mean, it was my first time going to it, but Coach Isaacson and I really found a way to just think one more match and keep that as a mindset. I really left all the match watching towards Coach Isaacson. I really didn't watch too much of the other girls unless he asked me to or something along the lines of that. But really my mindset was just one more match and continuously thinking that.
Awesome. That's a good way to look at it. That's a good, don't want to look ahead. But
Are there other girls on the PV team?
There used to be 2 other ones, but due to some issues, they are no longer with us on the team, so knocked down to just me again.
Yeah. Are you working on recruiting for next year, maybe? Try to get some more out?
Yes, big time. We have a 7 that said yes so far.
Awesome.
Possibility of 8.
That's
so
great. That's great.
Definitely pushing for more.
Yeah, heck yeah. I'm hoping, so it continues to grow, which is so fun, so awesome. I know my daughter goes to Bettendorf, and she planned on wrestling this year. And then with COVID, I'm hoping that this is the case. Like COVID's, for some reason, slowed a lot of kids down. I'm hoping next year we're past it, and maybe it'll grow even more. I think it will. I really do.
I mean, I think that you see the fact that we're into a second year of a state tournament now for girls, although, it's not the state sanctioned one like we have in Des Moines for the boys. You got to start somewhere, right? So we get 2 years of that, and then hopefully eventually we see the state pick it up, and then we get to the point where we have squads. Because just like you said, the warrior thing, watching girls wrestle, when they're wrestling, like competing against girls, it's just some of the best wrestling you can watch. Totally. So I hope that we see that. Anya's really, she was been in my ear the other day about, we got eight, coach. We're gonna have 8 people come out next year. So it's exciting, And then we go to schools like we were up at North Scott. They've got a ton of girls that they do a separate girls practice. I mean, there's a lot of schools that are really, really promoting and getting a lot of kids out.
Yeah.
So I'd like to eventually see a transition to girls wrestling teams.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it will happen. I don't know how fast, but I definitely believe it'll happen. It'll happen for sure. Not quite yet, of course. We've still got Griffin Little and AJ Tappa going, but we've got another girl wrestler coming up here. Ella Schmidt is sort of around here right now, kind of a poster. I don't know what the right word to say it is, but one of the leaders. She's now a 2-time state champ, and she's in the guys' rankings right now.
Yeah.
So just to show that, I mean, it's definitely possible for, it's good to have a girl to look up to and kind of see what can be done.
I think what you need for young kids is got to have those role models. You got to have those role models out there that are trailblazing, so to speak, especially when it comes to obviously a very male-dominated sport. Really getting out there and representing, hey, this is what you can do if you put your mind to it, and so, even like Anya, you don't have to be the state champion to be that for other people, right?
Absolutely.
So, I think that there are people. You've got a little sister who's going to come out for wrestling for us next year, right? Because you're wrestling.
Awesome.
And there are many other girls that see that, and it's not always just about winning; it's about competing.
Definitely.
And obviously, Ella Schmidt's a tough competitor when it comes to
that's good
wrestling.
Hits.
Well, that was good hits.
Yeah, Caden. Is it Caden Irvin?
This is Caden Irvin.
He's looking good defense so far.
Yep.
I mean, even talking back to just strictly Pleasant Valley, Anna, I think you got a a girl sitting across the mat from us that probably looks up to you now, and she's been wrestling for years, but you're a great role model. You're a great place to start for Pleasant Valley girls wrestling. And, I mean, she's going to come in next. I think she's in 8th grade.
She's a 7th
Oh,
grader.
she's 7th?
Yeah.
She seems she's been around for 100 years now.
I've called her an 8th grader many times because she wrestles the high school kids like she's an 8th grader.
Well, you're paving the way for her, and by getting your friends out, 7 more girls. That's great, and that's going to create a lot of opportunities.
And what's honestly
Abby.
really nice is that I have a cousin who she's also going to be coming into this. She's a 7th grader as well, so we just have them really lined up in our family.
Cool.
I love it. I love it. That's fun.
Ella kind of touched on this, or maybe in an interview. She said she thinks there's a big advantage for her wrestling with the boys in practice. Do you think that's an advantage? Do you think you'd have need a little more wrestling with other girls, or what do you think?
I honestly think it's a huge advantage. I mean, sure, it comes with a lot of risks.
Mm-hmm.
Injuries are very prominent for me and have happened a lot within the past wrestling the guys. But it's definitely come as a huge advantage when going up against other girls.
Oh, see now, Ella stayed with it. She's going to get the 2 here. I'm surprised. She's got to reach up around there it is, yep. Yeah, she just stuck with that. That's just pure intensity, just staying with it right there.
So what are your goals for are you a what year are you?
I'm junior.
Junior. So what's your goal for next year and this off season?
Honestly, I did see my 2nd and 3rd place scores in my bracket, and honestly working really hard on upright wrestling due to the fact that I have a lot of background in grappling and jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
So groundwork is usually my forte, but
Yeah.
upright is a little iffy still. So
Yeah.
hoping for next year to be able to improve on that and hopefully take gold next year.
Awesome. We'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fun. So you have some grappling background. I kind of saw that in your matches when I saw really good mat awareness, and a couple times I think you were from the bottom position and worked yourself into a pin where you. So I could definitely see that. Yeah, that's great.
He's doing a good job fighting.
No, it's even nice to see now, even though they're on the opposite team, is seeing some of my fellow jiu-jitsu people on Bettendorf coming out today and wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Braden on Bettendorf, he was jiu-jitsu.
Gosh,
He was in my
hard.
jiu-jitsu.
Oh, cool. Okay, Braden to Kaiser.
Yep.
That was tough.
Very cool.
You can see in Braden to Ella with a good job running that half. She gets me in there. But Braden to Kaiser, I coached him a few years in club wrestling, and you can see he's got that little different kind of feel on his feet and stuff. It's interesting.
Yeah, he's a heavy judo and jiu-jitsu person.
That's very cool.
So now we get here Tingle for Bettendorf and Michael Bender for PV. Tingle with the quick takedown. So if you're on line 2, you have any questions for Anya about girls wrestling and what that means to her, we can see that here. So that would be a great opportunity to maybe ask her a question about what her experience with girls wrestling is all about. Bring obviously unique perspective to the broadcast.
Yeah, definitely. Great idea. We've got the comments. We can see them. So.
So we got 2 sophomores here. There was a quick takedown there and an escape. Now we're back to the old collar tie, push around. You don't see this with little guys as much as big guys.
No.
Right into the collar tie, push around. Now we're back to some hand fighting.
So I don't know Markel Tingle that well, but this past weekend at the Urbandale tournament Bettendorf was at, they needed a.
Oh boy, that was deep.
That was nice.
That
They
was really
needed
deep.
a little bit of help coaching because people were at the girls state tournament, the Dorf JV tournament. So I said I'd go help. And I coached Markel one match. And the one thing, I mean, he wrestles good. He wrestles hard. He's relatively new to the sport, but I think the one thing that stood out to me the whole weekend was right after. I think he won the match, but he came off right away. He's like, "So what do I need to work on?" Like, just came up to me and was already asking questions.
Right, that's good, especially with a young wrestler.
Yeah.
You want to see that eagerness to learn and grow. I always tell my kids some of the best times for a JV kid is to lose a match because that's when they really start
Absolutely.
to absorb the lessons, but winning a match is you know, you can be losing a match by 9 points. If you catch the guy and pin him, all of a sudden you're better than him, right?
Yeah.
That's what a lot of kids will think. So to see kids come off the mat and say, you know, solicit that feedback, that's always great. That's what you want for sure.
I mean, what's the old saying? You learn more from your losses than your wins.
Oh yeah.
Especially in wrestling, a win can kind of be deceiving on how the match goes. And I don't know much about judo or jiu-jitsu. Like, is that? I mean, can somebody be dominating, controlling the match? Is it do you call it a match?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, snap of the fingers.
Well, it all depends, honestly, because you're much more aware of your limbs in jiu-jitsu and judo. Because instead of a pin ending the whole match, you have a submission usually ending the match. And beginners obviously have no submission, so they just win based off points. But it's very similar in wrestling, where if you get caught off guard and let them get something, you can't really recover from necessarily getting like an armbar, a deep armbar.
Anya, we had a good comment here actually. Kurt Habenek says freestyle is a great way to improve on your feet, and then he asks, have you tried freestyle yet?
I've heard of it in a wrestling camp I went to, and we had an Olympic wrestler, girls Olympic wrestler, really try and show us like the difference between it. I have not tried it personally yet, but it's definitely seemed it seemed interesting.
Sure. It's pretty much, there's a lot more to it probably, but really it's just mostly feet wrestling. If you're on the mat for very long and not scoring, the ref puts you back up and you're back on your feet. So it is, he's right, it's a great way to improve in your neutral position.
I got another question for you. Back to you've been doing judo and jiu-jitsu for quite a while?
About 5 years
5
now.
years, okay. So what was, because when I was in middle school, we had a person move in from Japan, and he was all just jiu-jitsu or judo.
Nice takedown there.
What was the biggest hurdle to get over from, like, well, I'm wrestling now, not doing jiu-jitsu and judo?
Honestly, the biggest hurdle, in my opinion, was the fact that wrestling's so much more explosive and short bursts of huge energy instead of very laid back. Jiu-jitsu is very laid back, meaning most of the times you're waiting for that person to make that mistake and you have a slow roast into it. And I think that's really starting to show in my wrestling style as well, because I don't necessarily go for the quickest takedown. I'd much rather go for the slower roast.
Yeah.
And make sure I have everything down before I go for a huge, stunning move that overtakes everything.
Yeah.
Tim Hernandez says loves jiu-jitsu, Jimitsubishi. Tim does a lot of stuff like that as well. And then he put shun. I don't know what that means.
Shun. So when he was a year older than me, and he was in 8th grade when he moved. His family moved from Japan. His name was Shunichiro Uno.
Oh, I've heard.
And
I remember him.
He did some unorthodox things. He'd put himself on his back, which in wrestling, as you're learning, you don't want to be there. But then all of a sudden, in the snap of the fingers, he real good hand control, and just he was entertaining to watch. And he was weird. He was, for somebody who's wrestled for their whole life, he was weird to wrestle just because he wasn't the normal wrestling feel. He's a little more
He didn't act like a wrestler.
Yes, exactly. A little higher stance, not really bent over low. And when he might have been a little bit different, but actually, when he'd go, it'd be quick, but he didn't go a lot. So I guess that's what you're kind of saying with judo and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So we got 30 seconds left here. Bender trying to save the major. Right now he's down by the 8 points. So if he can score here, he can save the major. I'm not sure if we're going to see that from this position, but I know that's what coach over there is trying to get him to do.
Anna, after this match, I got one important question for you. You got to help me out with this one.
There's a takedown, so we're going to see a major decision here. Not enough time for a tech fall, I don't think.
He needed that little burst you were talking about, Anna.
Yeah.
So Anna, my fiance, she's from the area. She went to North Scott. One of her brothers wrestled, but she's not really into wrestling. I think she said she listens, but then I say, "Oh, did you hear my shout?" And she's like, "Oh, I wasn't watching at that time." We're talking, and in the future we want to have kids, and I said, "Well, if we have girls, I'd like to let them wrestle," and she's not sure about it. What would be explain to somebody why you think girls should wrestle and why it's good for them? What it's done for you?
Honestly, it's very similar to all the other sports, but it has this thing of whatever you do in the practice is what you get out of it in the mat. It's not on your team, it's on you. And you learn really that the effort you put into everything is what you're going to get out of it. You don't really have that, oh, I can blame it on my teammates type thing. No, it's purely on you. You can't blame it on a teammate and pin it on them. It usually just leads back to you and what you're doing in practice.
Do you have fun wrestling?
I do when obviously I'm not injured. But
Yeah.
Are you healthy right now?
Elbow's been injured for a while, so.
Okay.
So we saw a nice sweep single there by Luna to start this match here. And then we're just kind of doing some riding here. But
I thought they were separation.
yeah, the official did not.
I guess it doesn't matter what I see.
It doesn't matter what you think, right? So yeah, it was a nice sweep single though, and then Welver just kept moving, and I will tell you that as a freshman, two freshmen here, this is going to be, I think it's going to be a pretty lively match. Owen Welver is an active kid. He goes and goes and goes.
That's one thing I remember from watching him in the club wrestling, and just wrestles. Might not have the most slick, cleanest technique, but he wrestles hard, and that's you can teach the technique. You can't teach hard. I mean, working hard.
That non-stopness.
Yep.
So on the mat right now, good question. We never said it very clearly. So Owen Welvert from PV, Jace Luna from Bettendorf.
Oh, he's got the tilt going there. He's going to score a couple back points from that. So I saw on the commenters back there a little bit, Rob. Troy Yagi said hi. Did you see him on there? If you go back up, yeah. So it says Troy Yagi, what's going on, Bobby? So. I think Troy was back with his wrestling program. He coaches out east, and he was back for a tournament at the TBK Bank last spring.
Oh, very cool.
I didn't run into him, but I saw on social media that he and his team were coming to do some wrestling.
Gotcha.
Good explosion
that was
by
a
Luna
quick escape. Yeah.
Well, hey, I don't want to keep you from your friends all night, so Anya, thank you very much for joining us over here. I do want to give you a QCA Wrestle shirt.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, and congratulations again. And we'll definitely be watching for you next season as well. Maybe in the freestyle circle. We'll look for you there too, maybe.
So I think we saw some inexperience there. Welbert sat wrong and then got a little bit high.
With the following 233, congratulations to Bettendorf, Jason Luna. 126, please report.
It's at some point you got to just go belly after you giving up two.
You just got to belly out. You got to know when to quit. Yeah, and that's an inexperienced thing, right? As a freshman.
Yeah.
I mean, Owen's wrestled quite a bit, but you just gotta know when to give it up.
Some kids even that wrestled forever as seniors, you get stubborn in positions you might not hear. Hey, that's two.
Yep.
You want to fight.
Well,
bites you in the butt.
And Owen wrestles a unique enough wrestling style that hanging on a little bit longer is kind of part of the way he wrestles, So
here, Dustin Boren from Bettendorf, and is that Mason Fox for PV?
That is Mason Fox from PV, yep. Yeah, and it's that's going to be 3 quick takedowns in a row.
He's going to try to drive off to the little, come to the other side and drive forward a little bit. No.
Oh, he's got the bar.
Oh, you got no momentum there.
Yeah. You see that tilt series is really popular now. that Easton tilt, and
Yep.
a lot of kids using that.
I mean, you were talking about how wrestling's changed since you were wrestling. I graduated 2010 and wrestled a few years in college until my shoulder gave out. But it's like, even when I was in high school, wrestling has changed quite a bit. And 10, 11 years now, it's crazy how much things have changed and techniques different.
I would tell you that part of it is it used to be very regional, right? So so now with social media, exactly what we're doing here, now people on the East Coast can watch wrestling matches in Iowa and see what moves people are using and what techniques are being used, and I think it's making the sport evolve a lot faster.
Oh yeah. I think one thing that's really helped grow the sport and put the level of wrestling higher is all the different kind of clubs you got going on. I remember when I was younger in club wrestling, we had the original Eastern Iowa, where it was all the local schools, and we had Dubuque, Iowa City. We'd rotate every week, going to different different gyms and wrestling together, and then we had Ubasa in Iowa City. But now you got Young Guns, you got Agogi, you got Eastern Iowa and Iowa City, you got Big Game, and then
DC Elite's not too
Elite,
far away. A bunch of Quad City youth go to Hard Drive. Actually, is another one where I don't know where that is, to be honest. I've heard of it, but I'm not sure where they're based out of.
Yeah.
So this match here, Jack Miller for Pleasant Valley, and then
Jordan Roberts
for Bettendorf.
Jack Miller in our latest area rankings is a number 2, actually. He's had a pretty solid season so far.
32. Is Westland? No, Westland's at 45.
Who is at 32? Robert Howard from DeWitt. They haven't wrestled, though. They may this Saturday at the MAC tournament. I'm looking forward to that one. That'll be another good match to watch out for.
Jack Miller can be a fan favorite if you're a neutral fan. I'm sure it drives his dad nuts and his coaches nuts, but it's kind of like the 82-pound match. They were in those ties, and none of them went. Jack's going to get there, and he's going to a lot. I mean, I know as a young kid, he lived and died by that kind of type of wrestling, and you know what? He's got one thing going for him. He's not afraid.
Yeah, no doubt. So, I mean, you've seen here that, like, even this scramble we got going here, this has been going for 15, 20 seconds. One move to the next. Not a single one of them was an identifiable move. You couldn't call any of those a name.
No, and he probably can't tell you what the heck he did. But
no. And you talk about as a coach, that's hard to watch, right?
Yeah.
How do you coach as Eli Lloyd, how do you coach funk?
Yeah.
Right? You just got to let it. You got funk gonna funk.
I used to work with Matt Taney.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked wrestling all the time, and he would say it drives me nuts, and I try to teach him some of these basics, but all the other stuff I can't coach him. So I just say, you know what, go do what you do, and I'll try to help you fix some things that. I mean, Jack's a sophomore. He had a pretty successful freshman year. I know.
Yep.
He did not reach the goal he wanted, I would assume, knowing him for a little while, but I think he's off to a pretty good sophomore campaign. And Jordan Roberts, again, another Bettendorf kid who started at 26 when then Dustin Bourne went down, and just a scrappy kid, not necessarily technician, but Jack.
There's Jack Miller just moving and moving. He tried to hit the roll twice.
He's got the cradle locked up.
Now he's got the cradle locked up. He got the escape,
He's
and now he's
going
going
to do 3 somersaults to get him to his back.
Yeah, he's going to get a takedown here. That's just straight up. He kept moving. He just kept moving.
Yep. So a couple of quick comments. Tim Hernandez mentioned Hard Drives in Cedar Rapids. So another one pretty darn close by. And then actually, Don Evans, thanks for the comment here. The original Eastern Iowa Wrestling Club was in the 80s, and it was led by Royce Duncan.
The EIWC.
Here at Pleasant Valley.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, we wrestled with a lot of kids. A lot of kids from all over the area back then up in the wrestling room. We would. It's funny, actually. My wife just said something to me. My wife teaches in Davenport, and she was telling me about a student, and she was talking about their parent. I said, "Oh yeah, I wrestled with him at the EIWC. He was a North kid at the time, So It's just funny how even way back in the 90s, the club stuff still off season brought a lot of kids from different schools together that didn't really see each other during the season.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, and how do you get better at wrestling, guys? Really?
Wrestle.
Yeah. So put in the off season. I know I hear Coach Knight say it all the time. You can get a whole extra season.
Oh yeah.
Easily, probably
Absolutely.
more.
Probably
right?
more. Yeah. Well, yeah. As far as if you want to travel, you can get more matches than you get in the season.
Yeah.
Right? The regular season could be your cool down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now they got fall tournaments. He's got
a little assassin.
Oh, we got a little warning on the stalling there.
And then earlier in the period, we had a penalty point given to Roberts from called it a too hard a crossface, I think.
Okay.
But again, that's a very judgment call. And
although I would say that overall, these officials have let them wrestle pretty hard.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that 182-pound match, there were some pretty hard, heavy clubs.
I mean, you could, this is a rivalry. Obviously, we haven't talked about the team score, but now it's 49-15. It's felt closer than 49-15, but when you're trading 3 for 6, it's hard to keep the team score close. But it's easy in a rivalry, Bettendorf PV duel, to see a little bit of chippiness and a little bit of a little bit of guys getting a little bit rougher than they should. Boy,
that's Roberts getting after it.
That was deep. That was a deep take. I think it's time to bail out, Jack.
Oh, he's gonna sit out. He's gonna reverse.
Yeah,
he doesn't stop. I mean, that's kids. If there's young kids watching, if you're gonna do something, you got to do it. And Jack, right there, you know what? He wasn't in the best position.
Yeah, he got one,
but he kept going.
So we talk every once in a while about moral victories, and the athletes don't like moral victories. But to me, Jordan Roberts just took down Jack Miller, one of the better kids in the area. That's a good moral victory for Jordan.
Yeah, and now we're into another one of those funk situations, right?
Ooh,
how do you coach?
Stalemate.
How do you coach what the next move from there is?
Get
head high, elevate. That's it. Yeah.
And you brought up the team score, and it's a little lopsided now. But if
boy, that's deep too.
That's a good shot. But here's his neck wrench.
Chancellor,
that's his signature move right there.
I'm surprised the official hasn't stopped that. He's a little more on the chin than I think they'd normally let you be. But I would say that I would have coached that. Don't grab the chin when you throw that.
yeah.
Because the officials normally they would stop that. I'm surprised that he didn't stop it for the potentially dangerous. But that was a good move. That's a big 5-point move right there. Right. So now we're in a major territory. So yeah, I mean I think that that's gonna. Could round the day out here with a major and put the score at 19-49.
But like you said, the score not necessarily. There were a lot of close matches, and if you look back at close matches, who won those matches? Pleasant Valley found a way to win those close matches. And I mean, again, you're a coach at Pleasant Valley. I'm not. You want to win the duel, but you gotta, especially with little kids. I have to find something positive to bring out of a loss, and you know what, we won those tight close matches, and those are going to pay off in, like we were talking about, MAC and districts. So
so there's a big victory for Jack Miller.
Yep, absolutely. So guys, real quick before we wrap up, pin of the night, GT Sports pin of the night. I probably missed a couple, but I know for sure Ike Swanson got a pin, Logan Adamson, Evan Forker, Bradley Hill, Griffin Little, Ella Schmidt, and Dustin Bourne all for sure got falls.
Yeah, I think I have to vote for Ike.
That's what I'm fine with that.
I was gonna say,
Ella's was a very good.
I always cheat and do 2.
No, I see how it is.
But no, I was early in the match.
Yep.
But it stuck out because, and I was gonna say Ike and Ella.
Yep. Both bar arms.
They weren't
right?
flashy. It was just hard. You know what? I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna break you and I'm gonna run you over, and that's what both of them did. So those 2 stuck out in my head. I mean, Forker had a nice little fancy spladle, but those I was never a fancy wrestler. I was more of a grinder.
Right.
And those 2, Ike and Ella, I think.
I tell you, to me, it's a lot more to get a bar arm.
Yep.
It's a
Oh, yeah.
fall than you catch a guy in a cradle, or you run a half.
That's horsepower.
Yeah, that's. I've decided I'm winning. I joke with the kids. I say, some guys will give you a win, and sometimes you have to take it.
Yep.
And a bar arm is taking the win.
Yep.
Cradle's getting the win. Your kid steps up, puts himself in a bad position. Even that neck chancellor, a kid stepped up, got in a bad spot, right?
Yeah.
But a bar arm is I took a win.
Sure.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so it's settled then. Pin of the night, GT Sports Pin of the night, Ella Schmidt and Ike Swanson. Co-pins of the night.
I don't know if I can do that,
job.
but I've always just given it to two people.
You know what? I don't think anybody's here to stop you.
Yeah. Hey, we made
Rob's
the
never
rules.
told me no.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So before we quit for the night, again, thank you to GT Sports and thank you to Tangled Wood. We're going to play you out with some.
By the way,
did
you say Luna? Someone said Luna had a pin as well. So not that
Jace Luna did have a pin. Yeah. Jace Luna, that a boy. Hey, thanks Dan for reminding us. I knew I messed up at least one, but anyway, thanks again. We're going to show you one more video from Premier Metal Art, but I can't say enough about those guys. Amazing work they do. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out on Etsy. Guys or wives, either one. If you let your significant other see it, they're gonna want some of their stuff. There's no question about it. So, Jamie, Joey, thank you very much for joining tonight.
No problem.
Had a blast. It's always fun to talk wrestling, and
absolutely,
you guys did a great job.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
There's no stress. Just I'm sitting here watching good wrestling. So
Yep.
But
anytime.
we know the mats aren't going to roll themselves up, so I got to get going.
All right, man.
That's what you got wrestlers for. I guess you got to tell them what to do.
I got to bark orders. That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
I get to stand around and yell
You
at
got the
them.
good job.
I get to operate the big machine.
We haven't gotten to hear much from them, but last shout out is to Bryce from Provision Media. So check them out as well for a lot of really good local sports action. Check their YouTube page out, or YouTube channel. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Provision Media. So
Okay, Grandpa.
Thank you, Bryce.
Check out their YouTube page on the interwebs.
Can you snap face me? Big face.
The
Face?
YouTube.
on the YouTubes? Can we watch this on the YouTubes?
All right. Thanks, everybody. Take
Thanks,
care.
Rob.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.